y'all to do me a solid and be fucking for real.
Hola, mis amores, ¿cómo están? ¿Cómo están haciendo? Hi, my loves, how are you? How are you doing today? So, I'm back with another video podcast. Welcome to the video podcast for today. Now, here we're going to talk about Gen Z and the fact that they're aging more rapidly, apparently. This is news to me. I didn't realize that Gen Z, but then I'm also super introverted. So, I learn these things when they start popping up all over social media, the news. Like, apparently Gen Z looks way older for their age, and now they're being compared to millennials. Why? I'm not sure why they're being compared to millennials. I'm a millennial, and this is the first time I'm hearing about it. So let's take a look at the video, see what's going on, see if this is actually true. What are people talking about? And then, of course, at the end, I'll leave my comments, okay? All right, let's go.
Apparently, Gen Z is aging really rapidly.
It is mainly because of the stress. Come here. We live in a time nowadays where millennials look way younger for their age, while Gen Z looks way older for their age. If you don't believe me, I'm Gen Z. Get closer. I am Gen Z and nobody ever believes me. When my mom and I walk out in public, people think that my mom is my younger sister. Right. When I tell people, I'm going to go hang out with my family, they think I'm talking about my children. I don't have kids, right? I'm talking about my parents. I'm still the child. Does that make sense? I'll put it to you like this. Zendaya is older than me. Tom Holland is older than me. You get what I'm saying right now? There was one time I wanted an autograph from Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, right? I was standing for hours for this autograph, and when he walked up to me, I said, "Can you please sign this poster? It's for Jordan," right? He then took it and put, "Dear Jordan, your dad is a great guy. He stood out here for hours," and then gave it back to me. And before I can correct him, he looked at me and said, "Times were way more difficult back when we were kids, am I right?" And then he tapped my shoulder and left. Dwayne is 52. I am 26. What I'm saying is, so Gen Z definitely looks older. I'm not going to lie to you.
Apparently, Gen Z is aging really rapidly.
This one girl fucking chronically online, depresso stresso.
Well, I don't know, because we're the depresso stresso, Jen.
I think they're worse.
This girl, her boyfriend posted a video or something. It's gone viral. People were like, "How old's your girlfriend?" He jokingly was 42 or whatever. And they're like, "Oh my God, she looks great. I thought she was 32. She's 22. So she's like, I'm having a crisis. What the fuck?" And
Whoa.
She's beautiful. She does look old. If I saw her, I would think that we were the same age.
Someone said, coming from Gen Z, why do millennials look so young? I swear all millennial aunties look like they're in their early 20s. How funny. And then someone responded, "The trauma keeps us stuck in the past and fresh." Funny. Hey, don't expose us like that.
Okay, so I want to piggyback on this whole theory that Gen Z is aging faster than us millennials. Prime example, here. My mom sent these to me yesterday. These are my senior photos. I was 17 when I took these pictures. I turned 30 in October of last year, October 3rd, 2023. These were taken 13 years ago. The only thing that has changed is I lost the baby fat in my cheeks and I got lip filler. But honestly, what a time. What a fucking time. I didn't start wearing makeup until I was 16, 17. I don't know. I feel bad for you guys. I mean, shout out to my millennials. You guys, Gen Zers make fun of us, but aging where? Crazy. But this skin, I don't have a beauty filter on. I take care of my skin. That's my pride and joy, baby. I'm just at a loss for words because it really is true. You guys are aging. Sorry.
So everybody's talking about why millennials are aging so well and Gen Z are aging like they've been on a tanning bed for 40 fucking years. I've always had the answers. You guys just don't want to listen to me. The reason you guys are aging so fast because you want everything like that. You want to do no work, but get paid $100 an hour. You want to lose the fat, the fupa, but you go to Colombia and We could even trace this back to the ancient civilizations for porn. Do you know how long it took us to find something that didn't give us a virus on LimeWire just to beat the meat for 30 seconds? These 9-year-olds go on Instagram and boom, open it and there's a girl spreading her ass cheeks to children. Back then, when I was a kid, we were lucky if we went on one trip a year. If that, it was like fucking, wow, a trip, what is this? Nowadays, you got kids 5 times a year. They're watching Ryan's World, whatever it is. I hate, they're watching him on a first-class trip to Dubai. How you got all these stamps, bro? How you have a passport? You just started. You're an influencer, you're 18. How the fuck are you in Dubai? You have no parents or a job. How do you know this sheik, huh? Oh, okay, he's showing you around, huh? Let's see, you got your 8-year-old drinking Starbucks coffee with you. You got teenagers who are looking like fucking Buff Bagwell in the gym, okay? You weren't born that way, Lady Gaga. These girls are 19, haven't even given a shot at life. I don't know what to do. Let me just sell my body on OnlyFans because that's the only option. Like, McDonald's isn't paying you guys $20 an hour now to fucking put fries in a bag. Over it.
I'm jacking millennials just don't want to grow up because saying that Gen Z is aging like milk is crazy to me. Because what y'all really need to be worrying about is why y'all 3rd and 4th graders are reading at kindergarten level. Did you not just see they upped the retirement to 70? We're working 40 hours a week and it takes 80% of our paycheck to pay for rent. We're stressed. What are you talking about? I'm sorry, our rent don't cost a sack of potatoes no more. We actually have to put in work. And before y'all even come at me, this is somebody that have their own apartment and making almost 6 figures a year. And I'm still broke. Because if y'all was up making 6 figures a year, you guys would be living lavish right now. I should be able to afford a house. And I can't. And it's not about me, oh, maybe if you save your money and da-da-da. Oh, I save. And guess where that money goes? Back on a bill. I know people that have over 2-3 degrees and they still cannot afford New York City rent. So what are we talking about here? And for y'all talking about, oh, I'm 30, 35 and I look 19. You don't. You look 35. I can see it in your hands, babes. I can see in your wrinkles, babes. I can see your neck. Babes, you're reaching. Them little compliments the waiters be giving you talking about, oh my God, you look like her sister. They're lying. Because we don't look alike, stink. And I'm not even trying to be disrespectful, but worry about your own generation, gang. Because y'all kids can't even sit at a dining room table without iPads. We had crayons and coloring books. 4 cheap colored crayons that broke the moment you touched the paper, and we were happy. Your kids can't even hold a conversation. Their intellect is at a 0. Me personally, like, instead of worrying about Gen Z, I'll be worrying about why my child can't read. The help that y'all was getting, they canceled it before we can even turn 18. 21 even. We don't get that. Everything is going up but our wages. And y'all want us to work till we're 70? Y'all dumb in here. And respectfully, no shade, but to throw the whole forest, y'all look y'all age. I don't know who needs to tell y'all that, because it's not going to be the Jamaicans down the block. Y'all look y'all age. You're welcome.
For the longest time, I thought this creator, who is incredibly popular online, I thought he was an older millennial. I'm talking 35 to 45. And when he said he was 26, I dropped the phone. I dropped my phone on the ground. And it made me really wonder, why is Gen Z aging faster? And I don't actually agree that it's stress. To play devil's advocate, I would argue that millennials were incredibly stressed, especially when they were coming out of college, because that was during the Great Recession. Jobs were really hard to find, wages were extremely low. And obviously those are very stressful circumstances. I would argue that there's other reasons why Gen Z is aging faster. I think one of the reasons why people are aging so fast is because of their phones. Blue light that comes from your devices is known to actually cause hyperpigmentation and accelerate skin aging. And there's literal science behind it. This is from 2023 research that was published in the National Library of Medicine. The study found that visible light, blue light, can accelerate aging, especially in people with darker skin complexions. My second theory is Gen Z is getting more cosmetic procedures done at an earlier age, and that is also accelerating aging. And these procedures range from Botox to fillers to getting a nose job. There's even people getting ear jobs, which is a thing. And one of the really hot cosmetic trends right now is buccal fat removal, which creates a very dramatic gaunt expression. And this procedure is not reversible. And what's interesting is as you get older, you naturally start to lose fat in your face. In fact, like the baby fat in your cheeks is what keeps you looking young. Theory number 3 is Gen Z actively tries to dress older. There's a whole trend of Gen Z being obsessed with old money, so they would dress like older people. I also think that's why the Saltburn aesthetic was so popular amongst Gen Z. It's fun, flirty, but also dated. And there's also become the popularization of the mob boss aesthetic, which is super problematic. But again, this will undoubtedly make you look older. If you spend all your time trying to dress older, act older, look older, eventually you will be older. At least that's my theory.
Y'all, when she said the phone thing, the cell phone thing, I dropped my phone so quick. I was like, oh my God. I didn't know that as far as the lights from the phone giving you wrinkles, but I believe it. It sounds true to me. Makes sense to me. The math is mathing to me. In regards to this Gen Z getting older or looking older, yeah, after seeing the video of that guy, the popular influencer, the first one that I showed, I believe it. I believe that Gen Z, there's a lot of them that probably do look way older than their age. And I'm inclined to say it's most likely because Gen Z goes out of their way to act older. They also are stressed a lot more easily. They have very thin skin. And so any little thing gets to them and they complain about it and they freak out about it and all of those things. Well, they're not going to keep you looking younger, that's for sure. And also it makes, worrying about so much stuff that a lot of which you don't even have control over, takes away from time that you would otherwise be using to take care of yourself, to groom yourself, to go to the gym and blah, 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 blah. So I say all that to say, I think that if it is in fact true, which it seems like maybe there's some truth to the fact that Gen Z is aging a lot faster, if that is in fact true, it is probably because Gen Z is choosing to age a lot faster. And it's unfortunate because the society is not helping. There's a lot of pressures nowadays. Life is a lot harder. Now, one thing I will say is I don't really understand the back and forth between millennials and Gen Zs, because a lot of millennials are parents to Gen Zs. So that's the first thing. So I think it's really stupid, the fight back and forth. I don't understand what the fight or where the fight is coming from or what that's about. And then secondly, millennials didn't catch any of the good stuff either. So by the time millennials came around, the older generation that's even older than millennials were the ones bullying millennials and calling millennials dumb and calling millennials lazy. And the older generation had already sucked out all the good stuff. We were already dealing with global warming. That's when we started hearing more about global warming on the news. We also had to go through the thick of the COVID. So millennials and Gen Z fighting each other when they are having to go through the exact same things. And yes, Gen Z is going to have it a little bit harder because the older generations, like the boomers and stuff, they sucked out all the good stuff. They didn't even care that they were popping out kids. They left nothing for future generations. And so millennials, let me tell you something, Gen Z, we didn't get jack squat. We did not get jack squat. Now they're trying to make the retirement age 70. Guess what? That's going to impact millennials as well. Because a lot of millennials at most, we're in our early 30s. So why the fight back and forth when they're screwing us both over, and any future generations that come after is beyond me. I think it's silly. I think it's really, really stupid when it's the old people that have made this mess. And it's the old people putting the younger generations against each other, right? So, but looks is a thing where, it's like, look, if you don't want to look older, then just start taking care of yourself. That's neither here or there. Like, go to the gym, groom yourself. I don't really understand why this is such a hot topic. I guess in the sense of looking at the reasons why that might make it a hot topic as to what are the reasons. And I will say, Gen Z they act a lot older than their age. They're, a lot angrier. They seem a lot angrier as well. And they're a lot more prone to stress because they're so sensitive about everything. And in this generation, I mean, even the males in this generation, most of them aren't straight. They're not even straight anymore, So it's like, it just piles on and on and on. And this is what it is. And even the teachers are quitting in droves because Gen Z is just out of control in schools. And so therefore Gen Z, they're not really learning school material. And so they're being called uneducated because, Gen Z struggles to read or know materials that you would typically learn in school because they act wild in schools as well. But, I'm not really particular about that because I don't feel like, there's so many rich people that are dumb, or not dumb, but book dumb, quote unquote, book dumb, that I feel like the materials that they teach in school is useless anyway. So I wouldn't see, just because you don't know materials that school says that you're supposed to know, I don't see that as being uneducated. I feel like that stuff is usually useless anyway in the real world. You know what I mean? So I'm like, no, it's going to take more than that to convince me a whole generation is quote unquote uneducated. When you know good and well, you send them to these schools, you have them go to these schools, they come out of these schools, and none of it is even applicable or even matters. Like, what's the capital of the US? Who cares? How's that going to make me any money? You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. So I don't really care about that. So anyway, those are my thoughts on the issue, but leave it in the comments below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Smash that like button for me, smash that subscribe button for me. Okay. Thank you so much. Love you so much. I love you guys so much. And I will catch y'all in the next video. Bye.